This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Get 2 times membership rewards points per dollar on eligible purchases in key business categories, as well as on each eligible purchase of $5,000 or more, on up to $2 million in eligible purchases per calendar year. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
Well, hello, and welcome to Riffs on Riffs, where thankfully I'm once again joined by the man who most of my universe orbits around.
Oh boy.
The fault in my stars. Wait, no, that's not it. What?
Oh boy.
The planetary. I'm running out of platitudes for you, Toby. So I have to expand it to universal themes.
You know what? I should have known. Just the last couple of episodes, you start these episodes off in such a way. I know I need to be wearing boots for the snow, but sometimes I think I need to be wearing it for something else. We'll just say that it's getting deep in here, getting real deep. Welcome, Riff Nation, to another episode of Riffs on Riffs. Today, Joe and I are tackling the song called Saturn by artist SZA. And this is a really, really good choice of a song to kind of discuss. A really, really good choice. I'm very curious to hear your impressions. What does this song make you feel? And lyrically, sonically, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Where do you come in at, Joe? You like it?
I love this song. And I've spent a fair amount of time when she was kind of blowing up. I don't know. It's a few years ago now. And I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I hear some of the influences and I like her stuff. And then when this track dropped, I was like, wow, this is, there's so many great things happening in this song. And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's like, it makes you feel things. Like the vibe of the song feels intergalactic, extraplanetary, whatever it is. It feels like you're floating in ethereal space and all of that. And then lyrically, it's just got this, that's a rough one. She's going through it in this song. Like it's an existential crisis going on. Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, anytime you're like, get me off of this place and put me on a different planet. Yeah, you're probably going through some stuff. But I think she captures it so well, lyrically, sonically, all of it. And there's just some cool things that happen in the track too. So how about you? What's your thoughts initially?
I have listened to this song over and over and over again. And then I got into a couple of other songs that she's also done. And I like it as well. I think the song is great. I think it is a very lyrically potent song. And I really looked at the lyrics that she wrote and I'm like, okay, my brother is a fantastic poet, in my opinion.
No, he is. It's not just your opinion. That's a legitimate statement.
Yeah, Jason is the truth. So because of him or through him, I've listened to a lot of different poets. SZA is a poet. She is a poet. She just happens to be able to sing and put her poems to tracks. Now, you in poetry, you have a lot of different types of styles, right? We can go through that, ABBA or AABB, whatever you want to do.
Is that like the Contra cheat code, Tobe? Like up, down,
up, down, left, right, ABBA. Yeah, start. Yeah.
I feel like I need to write a poem with that meter.
You would be the millionth person to do so because there's a whole bunch of people that put that in.
Can I pause you and just do a little pat on the back for a claim to fame here, Tobe? So me and my boy Jack have gone through the entire Contra game without losing a life.
Is that right?
Not dying one time. True story. In fact, we were so it was such an epic event that all the boys in the hall in college would come down and watch. Right, like it was like the old school. People are streaming this stuff now. Back in the day, you had 20 people in a room the size of your finger. So
Right, right. There was no Twitch back then.
There was no, right. I don't know why I felt the need to share that with the audience, but it made
That is
makes
quite
me feel
remarkable.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite remarkable.
All right, back to the reason we're here.
Yeah, lyrically, like I said, it's a poem put to music, man, and I think she does a fantastic job. And I tell you, the one thing when I listen to a SZA song, I know it's a SZA song, right? For a couple of reasons. I think her voice stands out amongst the other contemporaries. I would say her voice. The only thing I can think about for her voice is just really sweet, almost like sucrose. Like if that's like the word that I use to describe her voice. Now, with that being said, you have a very, very sweet voice, but saying very transparent things. And when she uses words like paradigm, stuck in this paradigm, don't believe in paradise. This must be what hell is like. And it kind of goes on. Intrusive thoughts, they paralyze.
Yeah.
Nirvana's not as advertised. I'm like, okay, three observations. You got a really good vocabulary, right? I feel like you're able to put these words in place. Number two, you're being hella transparent about how you're feeling right now.
Yep.
And number three, you can tell that someone has either taken a couple of psychology courses or has had therapy, because these are words that you would use.
These are therapy words for sure.
These are therapy words.
Yeah.
And I think that this generation, I would say our kids' generation, right? Our kids' generation have probably had the opportunity or been encouraged to have more therapy than any other generation before.
Yeah, before it was like, you don't go to therapy, that's weak.
Yeah,
exactly. And now, thank God,
we don't have that.
Yeah,
thank God. But I think because of that, I think that her words cut a little bit deeper. I think they cut, they hit you a little bit, hit different. I guess is probably the best way I could say it.
Yeah, I think the mark of a really good poet, to your point, is when you turn a phrase and there's a handful of words in it, but they just hit you so hard. And there's several of her songs. Last night I was working and I just queued up the album, and it's Lana, so it's 2 hours of stuff. And every once in a while, something just breaks through, and you're like, what was that? That was, I gotta write that down. That's good. Like that's a really powerful turn of phrase right there. And I do think that this generation, and she's 35 now, so she's a little bit older, but they're way more transparent with what they're going through. They're way more authentic. And, she's admitted the anxiety, depression, the mental health struggles she's been through. And I feel like so many artists now are doing that. And I don't think it's any different. I think artists have historically people have historically gone through this stuff. So to be able to talk about it and connect to other humans in a way that has meaning is like, oh, thank God we're finally doing this now.
Yeah, but the other thing too, because I've listened to a couple of her songs back to back, and a lot of them, to me, it's kind of like listening to her music. Like you said, some of those lyrics, they hit you different. They stick with you. It's like the difference between fast food and home cooked meals, right? This is going to stick with you, right? The other thing too is just the way that she writes. She doesn't write with your average, everyday template that other artists do, where they feel like they have to rhyme every other word, right? If in a song, if you hear "you" at the end of a line, you probably can expect to hear "true," right? Or
glue.
"blue," right? Or glue. Okay, maybe not
Boo.
Glue, but yeah, maybe right, all of that.
No, okay.
Exactly.
All right, I'm done. This is
But she's different.
But to me, that's the mark of a poet, right? Like.
Exactly. It is a mark of a poet, but not all poets do that.
Correct.
Some poets do rhyme, and it's fine.
Right.
If it's good, it's good. But I think in singing, though, I think that you separate yourself from a lot of other singers if you do that. And now we have that, and you separated yourself, but it's good on top of that. It can't just be, blah. It has to be actually good. It has to be relevant. And I think that's what she's done.
So if you had to describe how this song makes you feel, let's do it in two ways. Let's separate the lyrics out, right? But just listening to the track, what does the music kind of give you from a vibe standpoint?
You remember back in the day, we had Walkmans, and if they were battery operated, sometimes the batteries were a little bit drained, and you'll get it a little bit slower. So it pitches things down a little bit, down a little.
Yeah.
That is what. So I
That's
feel that.
Yes.
That makes me feel drunk without liquor, right?
Yep.
Or high without said things to make you high. That's how I feel there.
That is a perfect way to describe it, because again, it feels like, I don't know, I haven't been to space. I have no desire to go to space, but it feels like that sort of wonkiness would be part of that experience. The other thing that I really love about this song is that the rhythms are they're not straightforward. There's this great syncopation going on. It's not your typical, here's the beat, and we're going to run this through the entire song. It mixes up, it changes. It's almost like, Sting is notorious for this, or a band like Rush, where we're going to do weird time signatures. We're going to mix it up in the middle of a song. We're going to kind of make things feel a little off kilter by messing with time. And that's exactly what's going on in this song. And it just hits all of my, this makes me happy, because it forces you to listen in a different way. And you can both just sit back and absorb it and enjoy it, or you could start breaking it down and being like, what really is going on? How would I even count this? Like, what is happening here? Which is just fun to do as well.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I don't know how you said you were doing some other work and you had her album playing in the background. I couldn't do that, because to me, all that stuff going on always pulls me away. It's distracting in the good way of all, I want to listen to that, because the beat on this song, that rhythm that's a little different. I mean, if we set like a double dutch to that, I might get caught up. I might not be able to hit all the jumps.
Man, your knees are shot. You are long past double dutch days, my friend.
You ain't lying. You are not lying at all. So let me say this though. Also, I listen to this song in a couple of different ways. The older I get, especially when you have singers and performers that are younger, I look at them as, Uncle Tobe looking at niece or nephew potentially, and it makes me sad to a certain extent, right? Because the things that she says in here, it's like, if karma's really real, how am I still here? It just seems so unfair. I could be wrong though. It's just, as a parent, it's like, man, if a kid is feeling like that, you want to hug them, you want to hold them, tell them, and help guide them. But at the same time, I'm happy that she can at least express it. She has that avenue, and I know that there is a bunch of young men and women that adore her music, because it actually puts on paper, puts it into the universe. This is how they're feeling. Some of them lost from time to time, right?
I'll be better on Saturn. None of this matters. Whew. I mean, that's heavy. Okay, Toby, if you were, let's try to switch this up a little bit. If you had to live on a planet, which planet would you live on? Okay. All right. I felt like I just walked right into that one. No, Toby, I would not like you to live there either. Let's be real here.
Not on a plane, not on a train, not here, not there. I don't want to live on Uranus, anywhere. Right, exactly. So I'm really not super big into the planets and what makes them all special and different. Yeah, Saturn, of course, you got the rings, and Jupiter, blah, blah, blah. I mean, honestly, I'm just I'm intrigued by Mars, and I'm intrigued by, it's not a planet, per se, the moon. I'm intrigued by those two things, that I like that.
Living on the moon would be pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought of that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go to Mars. I saw that movie. It just looks real bad there. So
Mars got a bad rap.
I don't know the other. I mean, Jupiter's got that big eye. That seems pretty cool. I don't know what's going on in there. I'm just gonna
storms, man.
I'm gonna go to like Pluto. I know people are like, Pluto's not a planet anymore. I don't know why we're dogging Pluto like that, but it just seems like that seems like a fun place. Let's go to Pluto. I bet you they party real hard in Pluto. So
it's a good chance.
Good chance. All right.
It's the universe's speakeasies, Pluto.
I like that. Well, so let's talk about, because in one of our previous episodes, we were talking about Morgan Wallen and his 3 million songs, right? When she wrote SOS, she wrote 100 tracks. So again, I don't know what's going on with the kids these days, but they're getting after it. And so, obviously this came out in Lana, which was released, I want to say kind of around, actually she debuted this so Lana is like her deluxe version of SOS, right? So this is kind of the expanded version of SOS coming out a couple years later. And then she debuted this track during the Grammys in last year, which is crazy because she's up for 2 Grammys this year. So I think that she's very strategic in the way that she's approaching this stuff, which, good for her. That's cool. But the other thing that I thought was interesting was the name of this deluxe version, Lana. So her full name is Solana Imani Rowe. And so when she was 13, she wanted to get her name tattooed, but she only had like $40 and it was $10 a letter. And so she was just tattooed Lana on and then that kind of became a nickname and stuff. And so she decided to use that as stepping into her full self, her full name for this deluxe version of the album, which I just think is cool. I love it when artists have a persona and a crafted whatever that, whether it's a stage name or something like that. And then at some point in their career, they're like, you know what? I'm feeling comfortable enough with myself and the music that I'm putting out that I want to be known as who I am. And so I'm stepping into my real name or something like that. So I don't know. I just think it speaks to kind of where she's at and some growth and things where she's headed, which I think is awesome.
I guess taking this song to a deep dive now makes me want to listen to more of her stuff. I did listen to SOS when it first came out because I really, really enjoyed the Kill Bill song. I thought that, I was like, whoa.
As long as you're not that guy. And then
well, of course. Of course. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that song. I thought it was an interesting take, right? So you're being emotional and, hey, I could, I could kill my ex, yada, yada, yada. I liked it. And I love the music behind it too. Mm-hmm. Again, that delayed tape effect or that,
the wobbliness.
Yes, I enjoy that. And again, like I said, her voice is very, very distinct. It's very, very distinct. And because of that, and because of her stylings, the question I was asking myself was, man, who is she? Like, I feel like there's only so much space, and this is not me saying it, I'm just talking about the entertainment industry saying this, right? There's only so much space for so many artists, right? Whose space is she taking? Like, whose spot did she take? And the only name that I could really think about, and they're different, but still, is Rihanna. Because Rihanna hasn't come out with anything lately. It's been a while. I look back at Rihanna's last album, Anti, and SZA's on it. And it's one of my favorite songs. It's called Consideration. The Anti album, to me, is absolute genius. I absolutely love that song. I adore that album, but it all makes sense. She was part of that project.
How would you compare her to somebody like Jill Scott?
Jill Scott is neo soul. Right. So I think it's a little bit different.
But we don't have neo soul anymore. So you were talking about taking the place, right? So
true.
If we've got, Once Upon a Time, Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, that doesn't exist anymore. So is this the next evolution of that? They're not the same, hard. But
yeah. So you bring up a really good point. There is a new era of neo soul, I feel, because the Erykah Badus, the D'Angelos, the Jill Scotts, the Angie Stones, we still have some of that, but it is different. I feel like those artists in general are probably a lot more organic, like with their approach to music. You're not going to use samples. And I put SZA in another category where Rihanna is using samples and SZA is like popularity wise. I mean, Jill Scott's got a following, don't get me wrong, but I mean, we're talking SZA's like 84 million monthly listeners. Right. I mean, it's high.
Yeah.
It's high. And it's hard to compare those two eras. You just, there are some artists out there that are doing their thing on the neo soul route, but it's just different. It's different now. It's just really, really different. These kids, these young people have taken it to another level. Like, have you ever heard, there's an artist, Leon Thomas. Leon Thomas, yes. He used to, I want to say he was on the Disney channels before, like, acting and singing, one of the singing programs, and
Yeah.
then graduated from there and has his own style of music. This dude's fantastically talented, but he's different. It's a different thing, but has no problem using samples, sings really, really well, can do all the runs and riffs that you could ever want. It's just different. It's just different. So I don't know. It's hard to compare those two eras of R&B. I would say like maybe that was neo soul was the era of that R&B in that time. Now it's different.
Well, let's compare eras, Toby. Who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
Oh, boy. You already know my answer to this. I'm so tired of arguing at this point. LeBron all day. LeBron all day. Nothing to take away from MJ, but give me a player that makes other players better. Literally took no-name players and made them damn near all-stars. I think, that's LeBron's legacy to me. I mean, literally, Tristan Thompson. I mean, dude's good. Tristan's good. He's solid.
Do I need to mention, Steve Kerr, Luke Longley, Tony Kukoc? Come on. You're telling me that those guys were...
Those guys were already... Look, what I'm saying is, all I have to say is one name, and that's Pippen. That's it. The dude had a top
Kyrie
50
Irving
player.
Okay.
Kyrie, sure. Okay, but that was only... look, I'm not going to argue. We're not going to argue about it. We're not going to argue about it.
I was just so happy I could bait you for a minute. That was so fun.
Yeah, you did. I'm like, wait a minute. You like LeBron too. What are we talking about? I'm out.
This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid, your ultimate partner for taking your music to the next level.
With DistroKid, uploading your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music is easier than ever. Plus, you can easily pay your collaborators with splits and send large files securely to anyone with Instant Share.
And guess what else? You can get a YouTube official artist channel for free via DistroKid. You can send credits to stores, and you can use Hyperfollow to promote your release.
DistroKid has everything you need to succeed in the digital music landscape.
But that's not all. DistroKid now offers a convenient mobile experience with the DistroKid app, available on iOS and Android.
With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for the artists looking to perfect their sound, there's Mixia. With Mixia, you can put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time.
And if you need to share large files securely with collaborators, producers, or playlist curators, look no further than Instant Share. It's free to send up to 1 gigabyte of files, and your music will stream at the highest quality, making the best impression possible.
So why wait? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities.
Riffs on Riffs listeners get 30% off their first year at DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/riffsonriffs.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
Don't miss a special offer on November 19th from Botox Cosmetic Anabotulinum Toxin A, the one and only product of its kind FDA approved for over 20 years. Buy one $50 gift card and get one free while supplies last. Terms and conditions apply. For prescribing information and box warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
It's interesting debating eras when it comes to music because the approach is different. The technology is a little bit different. The writing styles are a little bit different. The love for said music and the craft is still there. It's just different. And one thing that surprised me about her is her age. I didn't know she was as old as she is. I thought she was younger.
I mean, she came out, she self-released in 2012. So she's been around for a minute. In fact, she was nominated for a Grammy back in 2017. Didn't win, but actually she was nominated for 5 Grammys in 2017, including Best New Artist, which, again, that goes back to that idea of she first came onto the scene in like 2011, 2012, and then 5 years later, the Academy's like, oh, hey, best new artist. It's like, okay, I don't know where you've been, but I think part of what's interesting about her, she's worked with so many diverse people. I was just going through the list, like, obviously Kendrick, Maroon 5, DJ Khaled, Doja Cat, Justin Timberlake. She had Jacob Collier doing some background stuff on one of her tracks. Like, she's been doing all sorts of stuff. So, and I think that just adds more flavor to everything that she's doing. And obviously it's exposing her to lots of different audiences. But look, if you're going to go work with one artist, anytime you work with somebody, you're learning something. You're probably branching out and pushing yourself a little bit. And so if you're doing that in all these different places, but you're just bringing your talent into that room, it's helping them, it's helping you. And it just kind of, this is one that killed me though. Ready for this one?
Yeah.
Elmo. She was just declared an honorary Muppet by Elmo. Apparently she's going to be on Sesame Street this year. And I was like, man, how do you become an honorary Muppet? Like, I want that gig. Like,
that is hilarious.
So I'm looking forward to that episode, maybe more than any of them.
You can tell she has a lot of different influences. I mean, some I think are, maybe more obvious than others. I mean, the way that she writes kind of has a hip hop edge to her as far as lyrical delivery. So Lauryn Hill, okay, cool, makes sense. But she cites, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, LFO, Macy Gray, Common.
Oh, Macy Gray, I forgot about her. Yeah.
Jamiroquai.
Oh, thank you. I was going to bring that up. Jamiroquai. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, you want to talk about like that, I don't know, just sort of neo, I guess, London funk. Like, I love me some Jamiroquai. So the fact that she is, and that's kind of I feel like, to your point, she's incorporating the samples and the organic stuff. And I feel like that's an artist where I would have never said, oh, SZA's a big Jamiroquai fan. But then you go listen to her stuff and you're like, oh my God, I can hear it. Like, I can hear where that influence kind of comes to bear.
Right.
Which I just think is always fun.
Right. So the kind of the question I was asking earlier is like, if I were to ask myself the same question, whose space is she taking? I would, I think it's almost like a trick question. I don't think she's taking anybody's space. I think she's carving out her own space because I think she's that different. I think she's that different. Like Jamiroquai, that whole vibe during that time, acid jazz. I mean, that was like the collective genre that people kind of dumped a lot of that stuff in. Man, I love that. I love that vibe too, along with the neo soul vibe and along with, the golden era hip hop vibe. It's just different eras. And I think that years from now, we'll look back at SZA and what she has brought in, kind of like what she's ushered in this way of writing, this template that is to the point where it's like, wow, I didn't know that artists could write like this and get this type of acclaim and be recognized for Grammys and things like that, writing like this. Typically, it ain't like that. And it's just not.
Not at a mainstream level, right? Like to be able, at a pop level, that's to me what's fascinating. Because I do feel like artists have been doing things like this, but it hasn't been universally, to your point, acclaimed the way it is now, which again makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So here's the other thing, which I find fascinating, is this whole like insect vibe that she's incorporating into, obviously the video, the live video for this track and the album itself. What the heck's what is? I haven't thought of what's going on there, but it's an odd pairing to me to have kind of everything be just this sort of like, I don't know, insect, whatever.
Break that down for me. I'm not familiar with what you are referring to as far as insect things.
Well, even the cover for this track, like,
okay,
did you pull that up?
Yes, I did.
If you watch the video for this, and she doesn't have like an official video. She has what's called like a official live video, which I think is just her probably, I mean, it's a good video, but I think what my suspicion is she's got a quote from back in December, and she said, she feels like she's growing and coming to peace and all of that. And her quote is, "I'm not identifying with my brokenness. Yeah, I experience cruelty. I have to put it down at some point. Piece by piece, my music is shifting because of that. the lighter that I get. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, is this some sort of metamorphosis, like nature and bugs and change and chrysalysis? Is that the word? Is that what butterflies do? I don't know. Am I making that up?
You're correct.
Okay.
No, I think you're right.
You're the science guy. So I just, but she's incorporating into her stage shows and all of that. And so I'm just like, what is all of this exactly? And maybe it's nothing more than, hey, this is an aesthetic that we can tap into. But knowing what she's writing, I have to believe that there's a deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah, I'm sure that there is, and hopefully maybe that'll be addressed in maybe an upcoming interview. I mean, the minds of poets or minds of artists, we're always constantly trying to look for a deeper meaning behind, a lot of things that they do, right? I mean, the first album with some of this material was called SOS. I mean, this Lana is like the deluxe album of that. To change the name of it, to add something to it, is significant in itself. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what that is, and maybe I have to do a little bit more research to find out what made her decide on that direction, because it definitely is eye-catching. It's definitely is.
But it's unsettling too. Like some of it's just a little
sure.
like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the first time I ever found a bug sexy. Yeah, I totally agree. First time you're looking at it, it's like, oh wow, do I want to bumble that bee? I don't know. I don't.
All right, Toby, I got to stop you. I don't know where this is headed, but
I'm just saying, yeah, it's different, But obviously, like I said, she's talked about mental health issues, and I'm just reading, a little bit about her history, and excited for her going into films and acting.
Yeah.
I think that getting getting your card as far as acting is concerned. I mean, I think that's awesome. Just take that avenue another place, and maybe she's got works that she's already written that, plays and whatnot that she wants to actually put on screen. But one of the sad things I read was that she lost 3 ex-boyfriends. They all died in quick succession. What? I'm like, how does
what
that
is
happen?
That story?
Woof. That is awful. That's something else. I mean, to lose 1 is a lot. To lose 2 is almost, especially at that young of an age,
right.
I'm like, oh my God. But to lose 3 is just, I mean, that's got to cause a lot of issues in wanting to be in love or wanting to be loved by someone. I'm sure it just comes with a lot of baggage.
Makes you want to get off the planet and go to Saturn, I would think. Like, this karma stuff is not all it's cracked up to be.
I'm telling you.
All right, Tob. So I'm gonna give you a fun exercise. You've just got a call from her producer. You got a call from Top Dog Entertainment or whoever, and said, Toby, we're gonna bring you in. We want you to do a session with SZA. Okay. You have free reign to create whatever you want. What would you stylistically? What kind of music? Because I feel like you go a ton of different directions. I mentioned she's kind of got a hip hop flow to her. Obviously you can sing as well. So I feel, I'm going to stop teeing it up and just say, what would you like to create given the opportunity?
Mm-hmm. I would love to create a back and forth song, a song we're going back and forth as far as like almost having a conversation. Like I would love to create an incident. This happened. You tell your side, I'm telling my side, but it is an engaging conversation.
You're not talking about an entanglement, are you, Toby?
No. Not talking about an entanglement at all. But it's kind of like if you've ever seen a car accident, all right? If you've ever seen a car accident and the people that saw it, but from in different places on the street, everyone has a slightly different story, but they saw the same accident. I would love to talk or at least have a song where it kind of discusses that and it kind of addresses this accident in different ways, where we're like, and then at the end of it, like, well, I don't know if I believe what I saw,
right?
Because, like, I don't know what happened, officer, I'm not sure what happened, I think that would be kind of fun. Because again, the thing with her, when I used to write a lot of R&B stuff, I mean, I didn't have to, but I did subscribe to a lot of the templates that are already out there.
Sure.
Want to rhyme? It's got to be on this,
Yeah.
That's why going into hip hop was fantastic for me. It's like, oh man, it's like I've been jumping with ankle weights all this time. Now I can lyrically say what I want to. It's just a matter of making sure that it fits the pattern. She takes it to me like one step further. A lot of her stuff almost seems free verse
Right.
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So that even takes it even further, right? So I think that would be a challenging, but I would love to work with her on that. I think that'd be fun. What about you?
I hadn't expected to turn it back around. Okay. So you mentioned she's got this sort of like sweetness to her voice. I think you used sucrose, I think is the word you used.
I did.
Look, there's no way I can hold up if we were actually singing, but I think what I could pull off is kind of when Taylor did that duet with Bon Iver, and he got really like into his low register and kind of just milked that. I think that would be fun. But I do think, to your point, it would be a story. It would be telling a story and almost that give and take, almost like seeing, let's say, what's going on in a relationship from both sides. Because in every relationship, there's the truth is in the middle. And so if you can tell both sides of those stories, and then sonically they could be vastly different in addition to, kind of the differences and how the viewpoints from the story, I think that would be a blast. That would be so fun.
I think it would be fun. I also would love to see her work with just a multitude of artists. I think her style is just so flexible. Just because of the way that she writes the way she does. I think it's so flexible. So pairing her up with other artists would be very intriguing to me. If you listen to Taylor and the way that she writes, I mean, she's very, very strategic with her writing. And I think that SZA, different style of writing, but I think she's one artist that could keep up with that, like what are they talking about? Could you imagine that pairing? I mean, these are, again, we said this before. I think we were talking about the Chaperone episode. I'm like, dudes, men, we are going to have to catch up on
Yes.
there needs to be a renaissance, because I think right now, between Olivia, between, Chapel, SZA, Taylor, Sabrina Carpenter.
Go down the list.
We got, right. And the dude I mentioned earlier, Leon Thomas, I mean, that dude is dope. I mean, lyrically, he's different. He's different. And there are a ton of hip hop cats out there that are doing it rhyming wise, but man, it just would be nice to hear more R&B that hits to the soul. And maybe I'm off. Maybe I just haven't listened to
I'll give you another Leon.
R&B out there.
I mean, I think, and actually...
Oh, yeah. Say it.
Yeah,
say
it. Leon Bridges.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I think that would be that pairing. Those two would be an amazing R&B song.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. While you're at it, the group Kruangban,
right?
They partnered up with Leon for a couple of albums.
Texas Sun, that's a great track.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I would love to see her with a band like that. SZA with a band like that would be sick. That would be yuck in a great way. Give me that. Give me all that yuck.
Well, and obviously she's done stuff with Kendrick before. So I think it's our producer Chris who said it right before we came on, is that he expects her to make a surprise appearance at the Super Bowl, right? So
yeah, I can totally see that. I mean, one of my favorite songs from Kendrick, I am not a Kendrick fan per se. I do think he's very, very talented, but the song that he did song that they both did on the Black Panther soundtrack, I think it's fantastic. Track. Oh my God, it's so dope.
Yeah.
It's so dope. She has a really good way of, she cameos on a couple of those tracks, so she'll sing the hook, like on that track, and then also on that Consideration track that done by Rihanna, where it's like, there's nothing wrong with this. I love this song. It's perfect. You
think Rihanna's gonna do music again?
I don't know if she would answer any of the letters that I've sent her. I would hope that she'd be moved to do so. I've sent enough. They keep making stamps. I'm gonna keep on sending them. But
carrier pigeon, Toby. That's what you have to try next.
That or smoke signals. We got to do something. I hope so, man. But at the same time, I respect her keeping her peace, and if it is, hey, I'm done with that, or
She
I'm
goes
only
out
gonna
like
do
Bill Withers and
single.
it's like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, but this stuff is, I mean, this industry is tough, man. This is, I mean, if you look at somebody like SZA and it's like all the stuff that she's already gone through. I mean, life already is rough. You're
Yeah.
in an industry though
Yeah.
where it's like every move you make is followed, dissected, criticized. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. I think it's just really, really heavy. So if Rihanna wants to, I think great. I would love it. But at the same time, I think there's other artists out there right now that are itching to take that space. They're itching to take that space, and we'll be full of music. There's always new artists out there. We'll be full.
Don't you worry about that.
Don't you cry for me, Argentina.
Oh,
Don't
boy.
you cry for me.
Well, all right. Speaking of new music, let's wrap up this show. Let's give a little shout out to our little project, the Silver Foxes.
Absolutely.
2 singles out already, maybe a third by the time you hear this episode. One's called Write the Rest. The other's called Phoenix. Go check those out. And also, Toby and I have started doing a little Riffs After Dark. So we've cranked up the YouTube channel, and we're going to try on a regular basis to sit, have a cocktail, and riff on all the things that may or may not be music related. But it's always a fun time. And I'll see if I can bait him into some more, who's the GOAT conversations, just to get him riled up.
Oh boy.
And with that, Tobe, do you want to tell him, the social stuff and whatever else?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can catch us at riffsonriffs.com. That's the website. Riffs on Riffs is the name of our handle on IG. Between those 2 spots, that's us. We're posting all the time, little clips from our
which one of us is
here.
Riff and which one of us is Riff?
Well, if you read it correctly, it's riffs. So,
So I'm not even.
We're both plural.
We're both plural. There's so much that we are plural.
You know how they ask you, hey, how do you identify him? His, whatever. We're riffs and riffs, okay? That's how we identify.
Plural. Yes, I love it.
Them.
Perfect.
Them riff boys. Them riff boys. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. So that's how you can catch us on the socials. Please interact with them, man. Let us know how you feel. Give us some, ask us some questions, man. Especially if we get to the riffs after dark. I love, talking about what's going on, maybe music or non-music related. So, but with that, hey, thanks for listening. Appreciate you. Know that you do, Joe. It's another fantastic episode in the book, sir. I had fun.
Always have fun.
Keep listening. Huzzah.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.